Picking up on many of the themes that we've heard over the last 2 days, and what I was talking about is how important it is that the non-executive director should be carrying out their function of holding the executive to account, providing support, providing challenge, warning when appropriate, and ensuring that the experts' knowledge is championed at the board, taken into account by the board. And that involves working very closely outside board meetings with the CISO or the CIRO, building that level of confidence. And particularly when it comes to information security, that would normally be the preserve of the audit committee. But in some organizations like NHS Digital, it was so critical to the business function that there was a dedicated Information Assurance and Integrity subcommittee of the board. And that technical experts felt very much more relaxed about coming and sharing their concerns, whereas they were reluctant to do it sometimes in the full board. The importance of recognizing there's no such thing as cybersecurity. It's all about how organizations manage information insecurity and ensure that the appropriate precautions are in place to ensure that those, for whatever reason, whether it's the integrity of the data is corrupted or it's lost or compromised in some other way, everybody knows exactly what they're going to be doing. And the role of the non-executive in making sure that, as I say, the voice of the technical experts are heard, that they are ventilated with the board, but ultimately it's for the executive who run the organization to take decisions, informed decisions, on the direction of travel. And it's to ensure that the expertise of the CIRO or the CISO is put before the board, is properly addressed, and informed decisions are taken about the direction of travel. It's all about leadership. Leadership is, the mark of a good leader is the team you leave behind. And so you are investing in recruiting, attracting, supporting the right people with the right expertise and ensuring that they get a hearing in front of the leaders. And people say, do you need to be a technical expert to be a non-executive? I don't think so. In fact, there's a downside of being a technical expert because you're at risk of getting into groupthink with the technical experts and not asking the challenging question, which a conscientious non-executive director might be reluctant to ask because you're the expert and they don't want to ask a stupid question. There can only be two answers to the question. One is an explanation to the complete satisfaction of the individual who asked it in the language they understand, or thank you for exposing something we hadn't thought about. I hate the word cybersecurity. People of my generation remember hiding behind the sofa when the Cybermen came on Doctor Who. It's a real, it puts people off. It's threatening. It's, well, what is this cyber thing? It's all about information assurance and integrity. What is the organization doing to make sure that those critical assets, the critical data, the critical information to their core business is protected? It's just like any other business risk. So labeling it as cybersecurity, I think, implies that there's something special about it. What we have to do is make sure that the principles of good governance, of business leadership, take into account the concerns that the technical experts have, and ensuring that hopefully what the MBA here will do is avoid going down the track of, cyber security is special, and say, no, actually, it's just like any other business risk. And Therefore, don't put it in a special box, but make sure that it's taken into account as part of the totality of the board's governance debate and conversations. I don't think cyber leadership is special. It's all about leadership. Very often in organizations, particularly at the senior level, people lay down policies and instructions and which they expect others to follow, but think it doesn't apply to them. So again, I think seeing cyber leadership as different from leadership, which is basically inspiring people to do the right things and things that they never imagined individually they could have done, that's what leadership is about. And again, you know, the mark of a good leader is the team you leave behind. And whether that's in cyber or in finance or in engineering, it should apply. Labeling it cybersecurity, just to me, says this is special. It ain't. Yes, there's a huge shortfall, public-private sector. I think that the creation of the Cybersecurity Council, I think is a result of what things like the Information Assurance Advisory Council, IAC, have been pushing for a long time. That has actually got traction. There is a huge shortage of this, but I think very often people think about you have to go to the technical colleges to get people with the technical information. Actually, what you need in a cybersecurity person is someone who can absorb information, draw conclusions, and apply it. And it's those, the sort of neurodiversity of arts graduates, of historians, who are able to do that. You can train them up in those techniques, and they'll be better than, very often, the pure technical people. And it's encouraging that this is starting to be recognized, I think. What is going on at Lancaster is great. There's a huge opportunity to do the sort of thing, and I really welcome the cybersecurity MBA. Just don't call it something else.